It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Draymond, you guys outscored the Nuggets on assists and rebounds. How proud are you of the team effort of tonight?
I thought it was a great team effort. What we did on the defensive end was fantastic, and obviously, that fueled our offense. We had some great individual efforts. Kelly was great. Juan T was fantastic. Jordan was great. Steph was obviously Steph. Just across the board. Loon, you look, had 2 points, but the job he was doing on Jokic was incredible. So and to out rebound a team like that with great size and Jokic and Paul coming off the bench and Jermichael, Aaron Gordon, that was good for us. So I thought we put it together pretty well tonight.
Dre, Mark Haynes here, Clutch Points. When you got matched up against Jokic, you had a good, you guarded him a good amount. What were you trying to take away, and what things were you just going to live with?
Just try to make him take tough shots. When you're playing against a great player like that, you're not taking nothing away. If a guy likes to get right, he gonna get right at some point. You're not just gonna take it away. If a guy want to get to a step back jump, he's gonna get to a step back at some point. And so you're playing against great players. The likely taking stuff away is very slim. You just try to make him take tough shots. And that's all I wanted to do when I was guarding him, is just make him take tough shots, try not to give up any easy ones. But, sometimes you get him to miss, sometimes you make them. But, great player. So, you're never really truly lock a guy like that down. Number one, they're going to have the ball all the time, So you just try to make them take tough shots and live with the results.
What type of different dimension does it give you guys when Kelly's coming off the bench and scoring the way he is, and Jordan emerging kind of as a bench scorer?
Both of them. It's been incredible. And I think, you look at the plus minuses again, most of the guys on the bench had coming off the bench had the better plus minuses, so they've been incredible. And, Kelly's coming off the bench, giving us that firepower along with Jordan, what Jordan's been doing now since he's been back, from the G League bubble. It's been incredible. So, we obviously believe and know they'll continue to give us that. And, Steve even mentioned it, earlier in our walkthrough. Said no bays, we're going to start Mike. Kelly, we love what you're bringing off the bench, the firepower that you're bringing. And sure enough, once again, it was that way. So, when you got a group rolling like that, you don't really want to break it up. And they've been rolling. So, it's been great for us as a team, and we're playing better because of it.
How have you seen Kelly handle it behind the scenes, moving to the bench?
Oh, he's handled everything like pro all year. When things haven't gone his way, he's handled everything like a pro. And, you don't come out and, I think, he's been back 3 or 4 games.
3.
Pretty sure he's been close to 20 each one. You don't come out and play that way if you're sulking and complaining about not starting. It won't go that way. It'll go a lot differently than the way it's been going for him. So give him a lot of credit, man. True pro. And that's been helping our team.
Draymond, we always hear about guys getting in the zone offensively, scoring wise. As a facilitator, as a passer, can you get into a zone where you feel like you can set up anybody at any
Absolutely. Definitely can find that zone and feel like you can make any pass. So some of those crazy ass passes you see me make, it's like a heat check. You know what I'm saying? You see a guy come down and pull up from 35 feet, they heat checking that thing. I feel like that with my passes sometimes. I'm trying to heat check that thing and see if I can get it through a tight gap. But it's fun. But, when you got guys hitting shots at rate, guys was hitting shots today, timely cuts, backdoor cuts, making all the right reads and just taking what the defense was giving them.
Dre, you mentioned about guys making shots, and you got obviously the greatest shooter of all time, Steph, on your team. You tied your career high 19 assists. Do you go back and tell him, hey man, go get going early so I can get 20 assists next time?
Well, I don't think I had a right to tell Steph Curry to get going. At some point he's going to get going, and you just kind of trust that. But no, honestly, I didn't know I had like a bunch of assists until I think I had like 14 of them, and I looked up and was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Just like I said, just trying to get everything in the flow of the game and taking what the defense gives us.
Hi, Draymond. It's Maria Vidal for Top Deportes in Latin America. How important is it mentally to win against a team like the Nuggets, particularly on a day like today that you're having fans back again in the arena?
It's very important. As it's a very young team we have, so we can continue to build that confidence. It makes all the difference. And when you beat good teams like that, it definitely helps boost your confidence. And obviously, with our fans coming back in the arena, you want to get them a win. Their first time back in, 409 days or something like that? That's a long time. And so, that extra boost from them definitely help. You can feel their presence. Sitting here looking at the 10s, 1,900 people. It sounded like way more than 1,900 people. So that was definitely appreciated and much needed.
Draymond, you've seen it before, but what's it like when you see Steph limp off and then come back and dominate?
Say that one more time.
So you've seen it before, but what's it like when you see Steph limp into the locker room and then come back out and dominate?
Obviously anytime you see him leave the court, it's always a little worrisome. But we just tried to hold it down until he got back out there. He kind of said it when he was going off, like, no, I'll be back. Like, I'm fine. I got to figure this out, but I'll be back. And then, struggled the first half, couldn't find it. But, we're not going away. If he don't find it, he just never find it. But it's not going to be because he don't get the opportunity. We're going to our guy. And, more likely than not, he's going to find it, as he did tonight.
Draymond, we just had a chance to hear from Juan, who explained that the fall he took was a lot more dangerous than it looked. He cracked his head open. What do you remember about that moment? And were you afraid for him?
I was very afraid. You see guys go over the score table quite a bit. Not quite a bit, not all the time, but you see it over the score table, over the bench. You see it periodically. And I saw somebody walk over there and immediately look up like, yo, and kind of call for, the medical staff. That's what made it worrisome. When you see somebody walk over there and they immediately call for somebody. But it was definitely a lot worse, and I think he hit his head on the same thing that Steph hurt his butt on, and bust his head open pretty good. I mean, it was, you saw him right away. It was like very noticeable. I think the gash was like from here to here. But in saying that, very tough guy to be back out here. What did he miss, a game? Maybe two games? His head was open, like all the way open. And to be back out there in 2 games, get through his concussion protocol and knock all of that stuff out and be there for us tonight. He was plus 29. The minutes that he's been giving us all year has been incredible. But, even with all the injuries and, with Bays missing and D. Lee missing, we needed that. And, it's our guy. He's tough as nails, and he came out and produced tonight, as he does every time he gets the opportunity.
Hi, Draymond. Victor Keys, Warriors Studio. With the ups and downs of this season, what kinds of words of affirmation do you give your teammates to provide confidence that turns into nights like this, specifically on the court?
We just try to keep chipping away. We're not walking out there feeling sorry for ourselves with our heads down and, gotta pick each other up. We believe we can win. And so every time we take the floor, we go out there with that belief. I can't sit and act like I'm the most motivational guy, we just go out there every day, try to win each and every time we take the floor.
Hi, Draymond, here from Argentina. How are you? And congrats on the win and the career high. This question is not specifically about the game, but today is April 23rd and the Olympics will begin on July 23rd. You were in Rio de Janeiro. Would you like to be in Tokyo, or does the dynamics of the season make it impossible for you to think beyond it?
I mean, obviously, we got a tough schedule. It's not just us, it's across the league. So, it's tough. Nonetheless, I want to play. I put my name in the hat, if you will, and we'll see what happens. But the goal is to be there in Tokyo. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Go for one more question.
Dre, was this the first game your kids have been to this year?
No, they've been to quite a few. They've been to quite a few. But it's the first game I've been able to really get to them. Normally they're like behind this glass thing they got up there or had up there. I don't even know if it's still up there. But, it was good to see obviously them, but also all the other fans back in the building that made it tonight. It was great.
You've see Lil Dre. Lil Dre, Steph was leaving off, and Lil Dre basically demanded he come over.
Hey, he loves Steph, man. When he come to the gym with me, he wanting to go rebound for Steph. I understand. You don't got to do that much work rebounding for Steph as you got to do rebounding for me. So I get it. I always tell him he was a smart kid, man. I asked him the other day. Somebody was shooting. I'm like, you want to go help? He's like, nah. I want to go help Steph. I'm like, all right, go ahead then. You a smart kid, man. You don't want to run or something. So you just go stand under the rim and the ball coming out the rim when Steph shoot. Real smart kid. I like that. Maybe, he'll be able to put that to use one day because he got a good brain. So I appreciate that.
You've guarded Embiid and Jokic both in the last week. I was just curious, I don't know if you want to put your TNT kind of analyst hat on, but just what is the challenge of guarding those two who are two of the leading candidates for MVP right now?
Well, both of them are probably outweigh me by a good 50 pounds. Both probably got me about good 5 to 6 inches at least. So that alone presents its challenges. And then two of the most skilled players that we have in the league, regardless of position. Extremely talented guys, in Joker and Joel. When you're playing them, like I said, you're just trying to make them take tough shots. But the thing about them, I was just telling somebody in the back, when you're playing against Joker, you don't feel like he's just overwhelmingly strong, but he's huge and he's nimble. And so you start to try to use your strength and he just roll off you, spin right off. He hit a couple of those right foot joints that he shoot on me, frustrating as hell. You feel like you've done everything you could possibly do to make him take a bad shot, and it hit nothing but the bottom of the net. With Joel, you can tell, I don't know what Doc has done, but he's making more of a concerted effort to really get down in the post. And I love it, to watch. I mean, as a basketball fan, to watch him play and dominate in the post like he's been doing this year, I think that's made all the difference for him. I think that's made all the difference for their team. So you got to give Doc a lot of credit and going in there and probably having those tough conversations with him, about not floating around and finding your spot and taking advantage of that. And when he's doing that, which he has been, extremely tough to stop. And I don't know, both of those guys, they made some tough shots, but over the course of 48, if you can try to make them take tough shots, you just got to live with the results.